I'm very, very happy with what I've seen from Dayon. If he gets better service around him, if Shoppy could figure out how to, use his other foot, if Manu stays healthy, if we keep Santi, this team, man, might have a lethal front line. What's going on, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of No Other Pod. I'm Jimmy, along with my good buddy Daniel Kooser and Dan, for the first time since the 4th of July.
Lay it on me.
And we ironically played the Colorado Rapids.
Talk to him.
We have a victory pod.
Oh, what the F? And you couldn't be there. You had to miss. What a loser.
I'm sick. Honestly, yeah. Like I'm on the mend. Thankfully it's not COVID. I took a COVID test.
So you couldn't go anyways, right? Weren't you busy?
Well, that's the thing. I had a conflict and then I couldn't even go to my conflict. And it wasn't the current game. I was supposed to have dinner with a friend and I'm sick. So that's fun. But yeah. So I just all weekend, all Labor Day weekend, happy Labor Day weekend, I guess. Well, it's Tuesday now, but we're recording this on Monday. I haven't been able to do anything because I just been, laying down on my couch. So
what would you be doing? Probably laying down on your bed.
Probably laying down on my couch. But I'd be eating more things that I like. Like my throat hurt, which means like I can't eat some of the stuff that I typically would enjoy. And if my throat gives out partway through this, or my voice, I'm sorry. But
how fun.
Yeah. So, but I'm getting it out of the way before I travel for my brother's wedding. Hopefully. So
there you go. About to go, man. You're about to be a world traveler again. Just going all over the place. You do
in a minute.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna be able to be at the sporting game this week. I really want to, but I leave literally the next day, so it just kind of depends on what all I get done this week and what all I have to do Sunday. So
Sunday night soccer, we're in the spotlight this weekend. It's gonna be
I know. And Sunday night soccer had some fireworks, this week, which we'll talk about later with the Leagues Cup final. So hopefully, hopefully sporting doesn't end up off the rails like that game did.
Man, I'm telling you, man, I had the best time over the weekend. By the way, I went to both soccer games.
I saw that you did your thing where you started at one and ended up at the other.
Yep, we left KC Current about 70 minutes in, and we had them both on in the car or whatever, had the sound on one of them. And we got to the sporting game right when they blew the halftime whistle. So we kind of just hung out in the parking lot for a bit, caught up on shit, whatever. And boy, what'd you have? Well, you bet that I saw 5 total goals in person that day, man. Because Sporting had decided to have a little 3-goal second half comeback.
Mm-hmm.
What a time. I truly didn't know what to expect. I was like, I'm ready for my weekly lashing, Sporting KC. Mm-hmm. I'm ready for my ass whooping like you give me emotionally. But we just, it felt like the old days for just a second,
For a split second, yeah. It was a wild Saturday night for me because, like I said, I was sick. I was laying on my couch. But all at the same time, Sporting KC, the KC Current, and USC football were all happening. So I had 3 screens of sports going on at the same time on the TV, on the computer, and on the phone. And I'm sitting there.
You can't watch all of them.
And I'm trying to keep up with all of them. And I'm trying to post about the soccer games from the pod account and all this stuff. And I'm like, I couldn't do both soccer games and watch the football game. So
it's truly impossible.
Yeah.
Your eyes can watch one thing at a time,
Mm-hmm.
Now what you could do, you listen to one while you're watching another one. You know what I mean? You can do that. And that's tough.
So I ended up, I was like, I know I got to talk about sporting on the pod. So I had that going. And I was like, and USC football is my first love. So I have to have that going. Even if I'm not listening to the audio, I'm going to have it going because I know more about, football. I don't need their commentary. And the Current, I was like, I'm just going to have to record this and watch it later. I can't do 3 games at the same time. So
record it and listen to you. DVR guy over here.
Yeah, YouTube TV got that unlimited DVR. So I recorded it. Yeah, and I went back and I watched it, and man,
is that in the cloud or
It's in the
Oh,
cloud.
so you don't have like a box or nothing. It's not like a DVR box.
No.
Is that gone? Am I old now?
Yeah, no more TiVo. Well, actually, I think TiVo's still a thing, but I don't know how.
Bro, I used to fuck with some TiVo. I'd be all over that shit.
Yeah, I just watch YouTube TV through my Apple TV, and yeah, it's just got cloud DVR. So I just tell it to record what I want it to record, and I go then into my little library and watch whatever. So very easy,
crazy cool.
So I watch.
Do you get all the streaming services through that? Like you have separate shit, right?
Yeah, so like I have YouTube TV. Netflix don't listen. I have my brother's Netflix login, and somehow it hasn't clocked that we're not in the same household yet. I don't understand that.
That's interesting. They should be shut you down real soon. Yeah,
2,500 miles away from each other. I have Max. I have Disney Plus / Hulu, but I got a deal on that, so I'm paying like $11 a month for that, which is crazy. So, and then I get Paramount Plus through something else, and my brothers and I split Peacock. I have to figure out what the heck to do about ESPN because YouTube TV is not a part of this ESPN streaming deal yet. So
yeah.
How am I going to watch WrestlePalooza?
It doesn't sound any cooler when it comes out of your mouth. It's still a dumb freaking name.
I think they were trying to come up with a new WrestleMania, and they're like WrestlePalooza, and you're like, no, that sounds like the like 90s cartoon version that's making fun of wrestling. Like that's what the Simpsons would have.
Whoever came up with that term has now caught all the Pokemon.
It's God. It's interesting. But I have a feeling though that first WrestlePalooza, as stupid as the name is, it's gonna pop off because they want this first ESPN. It's gonna be like what the first Netflix show was, where it was basically another WrestleMania.
I know. So we gotta figure it out, dude. We'll figure it out. We'll do something. We'll split it. We'll figure it out.
What day is it? Do we know? Am I gonna be back?
Yeah, you'll be back.
September.
It's like September 20th.
Okay, I get back one day before.
Yeah, man. So we're all over it.
It's close.
We'll figure it out. Another thing I did this weekend, I had my fantasy football draft.
Oh yeah, I got one this week.
I quit that league about 7 years ago, and I've been free of fantasy games for that long, and I've been a new man where I can actually just pay attention to the Chiefs and not go watch some random Tennessee Titans game because I have their wide receiver hoping they get a touchdown. Like I was free. Well, now I'm back in. They asked me, they needed it. They had someone drop out. They're like, do you want to come back? I was like, fuck it. I'm back. Bro, I suck. All I did was draft, and I'm pretty sure I suck because Yahoo Sports gave me a draft grade of F.
Who's your first pick?
My first pick was I want to say Puka Nakua. I was number 12 in a 12-team draft, right?
That's not bad for number 12.
Really?
And then was it a snake draft? And then you came back and had another pick real quick?
Then we snaked it. I can't. I think I did Josh Jacobs.
Okay, I'm a Packers fan, so I like it.
Okay, you love it. They're saying my best draft pick. I took Jalen Waddle in the 7th round.
Okay,
because talking about. And then they said my worst draft pick was Quinshawn Judkins. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yahoo doesn't know what they're talking about. Judkins. This is my professional analysis. Judkins, I feel like, is like a super high ceiling player this year because he could end up the Browns starting running back. Right. He also might be a rookie and not get anything, but that could be like a super value pick.
I also got Tyreek Hill. You never really know, I guess. But I think I got Trevor Lawrence and yeah, I don't know about all that, right?
Apparently Judkins has an off-field incident, according to Nick, so he may not play, which, that tracks. The Browns love picking players that have off-field incidents.
I got Justin Herbert as well as a quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know shit. I don't like seeing that I got a draft grade of F. I didn't like seeing when Chris told me, hey, not a bad draft. And then Yahoo's like, that's a really bad draft. I'm like, who's lying to me? Does Chris know what he's talking about?
Yahoo, it's probably the AI. And we all know you can't trust AI.
Ever?
It doesn't. No,
Seems
ever.
Like
literally never. So
I don't know, bro. I'm in trouble. It's not going to be good. I'm predicted to win. I'm predicted to lose every game, is what they said. They said they will go 0-14.
Here's the thing about fantasy football. Nobody knows anything. Literally nobody knows anything. People get paid millions of dollars to go talk on ESPN, and they don't know what they're talking about. You can do all the draft prep in the world, and there could be some random guy who decides to pop off in the year, or somebody could get hurt, or you literally never know. It could.
So I could win the league. You don't know.
You could win your league. I had someone at work last year who picked an entire team based on whether she liked the player's name or not, and she got like third place in the league.
That's great. I just can't stand this league has names on a trophy, and my name's yet to be on there ever. I've been in it since like 2009, and Marissa is on the trophy, for God's sakes. My wife is on the trophy, and she probably didn't know what was going on, you know?
See, exactly. So if she won and she didn't know what was going on, you could win this year.
It's fine. Very well could.
We do have a trophy at work. One of my coworkers has a 3D printer, so she 3D printed the Lombardi trophy and put like work WFL or something like that, like work fantasy league on it.
A client of mine today during our session just told me that he has a 3D printer, and all I could think about is, okay, what can I ask him to print for me? Like, I feel like I want something. Like, but could he print the No Other Pod logo?
Hold on.
Oh, you're about to show me this shit. You did have, I think if this is what I think it is, Jimmy did have someone 3D print the No Other Pod logo.
I forgot I had this.
Is that what this is?
My coworker printed this for me.
See, that's insane. And is it like plastic?
Yeah, it's like the fiber, plastic, whatever. And there's a little stand that it sits on. Yeah.
Are you going to paint it, or like, what do you do with it?
I don't know. I could paint it the pod logo colors.
Dude, that is like the size of your hand.
Yeah, no, it's big. And she just brought it in one day. She's like, hey, I made this for you. I was like,
dude, should I ask him to print me one?
You should. Why not?
That's a wall decoration or something. Or like, yeah, you could definitely put that on the wall.
I got to paint it the right colors and such. And yeah, it's pretty sick. So
I think you might have sent me a picture of that. That's neat.
I probably did.
But that's all I could think of was that, and like, stupid figurines or something. I didn't know what they do. What do they print?
Yeah, they could print you as all of the lead characters you've been in your shows.
Oh, dude, how do you do that? How do you even make it do that?
You just gotta have an image file or something, and then they can render it in whatever program they do, and then it uploads it into the thing, and it just prints it.
That'd be interesting.
That's my technical analysis of how 3D printed. You upload it into the thing, and it prints it.
And if you ask someone to do it, do you think you owe them money? Like, does this cost them in materials?
I don't know how. I mean, I don't think the filament is super expensive. It does take time to print. So I don't know. Sure. You could offer, be like, hey, if you were to print this, what do I owe you? What do you want? And chances are, if it's your friend, they'll probably be like, don't worry about it. But
probably, yeah. He's nice, dude. That'd be cool.
So we're going to take our first break here in a second. But before we do, it's almost the Chiefs' first game this Friday night in Brazil. Calling all Chiefs fans, you could be on the field at the 50 inside of GEHA Field for the official coin toss at a Chiefs home game this season. Visit chiefs.com/GEHA now. Enter to win a chance to be on the field for a once-in-a-lifetime view of the pregame coin toss. Plus, you can score other exclusive prizes. Enter for a chance to win at chiefs.com/GEHA. GEHA is the proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
What's up, guys? I'm BJ Kissel, founder and CEO of KC Sports Network, and I'm here to talk to Kansas City businesses. If you rely on technology, you need an IT support team that's not just another vendor, but a true IT partner. That's how I want to introduce you to my friend and neighbor, KJ Miller. He is a VCIO at ThrottleNet, the Midwest's highest rated and most reviewed IT support company. They've been in business for more than 25 years, helping companies stay secure, productive, and ahead of the curve. They aren't just IT support, but they provide data security, IT strategy, and cloud software services. They do it all, and their reviews show they do it better than anyone else. So if you want to hear about how ThrottleNet can help your local business, join the conversation with myself, KJ Miller from ThrottleNet, and our resident genius from KC Sports Network when it comes to IT, at least as he's affectionately known by us, Mr. Craig Stout. Click the link in the description to hear how ThrottleNet can help you.
What's good, everybody? It is Benny Heiss, KCSN betting analyst, and I just want to let you all know that it's okay. You can take a slow, deep breath. Inhale and breathe out with one word: football. You feeling it? Yeah? Did you take that in? That sweet, sweet scent of grass and pigskin in? I'm ready. I hope you're ready too, because we're going to have an absolutely awesome season once again together. And especially for all of you in the state of Missouri, get your popcorn, get your phones ready, because the wait is almost over. You can taste it. It's coming, people. DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming. You say show me, I say state. Later this football season, everything that you love about playing on DraftKings Sportsbook, sides, totals, spreads, props, same game parlays, you name it, DraftKings Sportsbook is going to elevate your already great game day experience here with KCSN. And even if you don't get in by kickoff, no sweat, besides the promos on DraftKings that they offer as well, there's live in-game betting, payouts, faster than Xavier Worthy hauling down a bomb from 15 on the sidelines, all right from the comfort of your phone, wherever, whenever. You'll be betting with a top-rated sportsbook that is safe, secure, and trusted by millions of Americans across the country. Now, here's what you do. Follow your guy. You download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Be sure to use code KCSN as you get ready for sports betting to launch here in the state of Missouri. You're going to be the first in line for exclusive promos, can't miss offers, much, much more. It's code KCSN. That is KCSN in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Subject to regulatory licensing requirements.
Man, so I've been like doing some prep for these freaking haunted houses in Universal, you know, Halloween Horror Nights. And the other night we watched Terrifier 3. You ever seen this shit?
I haven't seen any of the Terrifier movies.
Ooh, bro.
Those are the ones that are like making people legitimately like throw up in the theaters, right?
It's possible. Yeah, I did get a lot of this from Marissa right here. She'd be like, Daniel, like, what are we watching?
Why are you making me watch this?
I know. But then we went from that.
Daniel?
Sometimes.
Or is that like when she's mad?
Or fucker, you know? Son of a bitch. Stuff like that. Dumbass, yeah. No, but she, then after that, we watched Five Nights at Freddy's. And like, to compare the two on a horror linear element, no, dude. Terrifier's way up here. Five Nights barely has like any blood or anything, and the spooks weren't really spooky. Well, but I guess the house in Orlando is crazy cool, dude. It has like the same animatronics that cool. Jim Henson's Muppet Factory did for the movie.
Ooh, that's
and
cool.
It's like it's always the longest wait is what I'm hearing. So I'm like, I hope that that tapers off.
Well, the movie was only what, PG-13? Because they had to like they were like trying to make it a horror movie, but also they were like, but we still want kids to be able to see it. So like it was kind of a weird spot. Have you played the games?
I have the games on my VR headset, and it is
VR Five Nights at Freddy's is scary.
Dude, it's too much. Like I got in there and I started hearing noises, and I was like, I'd like to be done now.
Yep. Yeah, it's scary. You're looking around and you're
doing stuff.
Yeah,
and she'd be like real fast.
Like trying to turn on lights and close shit, and then the fucking bird is right there in your face, and you're like,
I just can't remind myself that like, hey, you're safe, dude. Like this is a simulation. You're safe. But something about it, I'm like, I'm not safe. I am in this vent with a creature crawling down on the other end whenever you look at him.
It's crazy what your mind can do and like convince you. Like when we did that VR escape room, and like one time I fell and like I had that pit in my stomach for a second where like you feel like you're falling.
Yeah.
So
it's great. I have Assassin's Creed in VR as well. And that's, Assassin's Creed, you jump off buildings. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this game here, because we honestly, we should just play the Colorado Rapids every week and we'll be the best team in the league.
I had this on my phone at KC Current, and like 2 minutes into this game, I looked at Chris. I go, wouldn't you love to just score first? I said, we do this comeback thing all the time, dude. We never score early. And like I had to bite my tongue immediately. It was crazy.
What you didn't account for is what if we score first and then still have to come back?
Right? Still had to do a comeback.
Best of both worlds. Like, yeah, it's crazy. This lineup was interesting though, because we had frontline as expected, Daniel, Dayon, and Shoppy. And then we had Santi, who was in the midfield on the left wing. And Santi's been really interesting as of late because Manu Garcia has been unavailable. So he's been a combination of a striker, a second striker, a winger, a midfielder, a number 10. He's just kind of like this jack of all trades that's been in there with Jake and Zoran. And then the back line, pretty young combination at center back because Robert Volater, who's still relatively young but has experience, and then Ian James got the start. So this was an interesting lineup from the get-go. It's probably good Sporting scored as early as they did, because I think this team needed a little bit of confidence considering the mishmash lineup that was in there.
No, we sure did, man. It was felt nice though. I mean, that early goal was the spark we needed. What sucks about the attendance, though, by the way, it's obviously it's going to taper off when you're not doing well. But I hate when you can read the word sporting in the East stand seats, which just means that not enough people are sitting there to cover up the letters that are painted on the chairs.
It is unfortunate. I think they said officially the attendance was 16,000 and change, which I'm not sure I buy.
Well, dude, they count tickets sold, right? Not people that walk through the door.
Yes, correct.
So it's like, you know how hard it is to sell these tickets now? Like, if people that don't want to go or can't go, like, people aren't buying them.
Well, and there's also, I'm not saying Sporting does this. I'm pretty sure Sporting probably doesn't do this, but I've heard like podcast interviews with like baseball teams, like former team presidents, where they said that they would like the Marlins, what they used to do to up their attendance numbers is like 15 minutes before the first pitch, they would super discount a bunch of tickets to $1 and then just buy them up themselves, which seems illegal, but apparently you can do. So then they could announce attendance was like 11,000 instead of 4,000, and it looked better because technically they sold 11,000 tickets. They just bought a bunch of them themselves for $1 and then just moved some money around. So yeah, all sports attendance numbers are just fictional. It's
I mean, unless you're the KC Current, my guy will tell you everyone is in there.
But this, like you said, 4 minutes into this game, we had Dejan Jovic, who off of a set piece was able to get on the end of a Tim Leibold corner kick. Well, technically it was Kyrie Shelton who got on the end of it, and Kyrie just whips this ball in. And this is a beautiful little redirected header from Dejan that is very difficult at the angle he's at. He has to get this exactly right, and he somehow sneaks this past Zach Steffen in goal for Colorado. And 4 minutes in, right in front of the Cauldron. What a start for Sporting Kansas City.
Yeah, that was crazy, dude. Very exciting. A lot of game left, though. Just started.
A lot of game left. I'm a little confused. I'm not quite sure why Zach Steffen didn't get to this. There was like a 6-inch window that Dan had to put this in at the near post to get it in, and he did it. So it's pretty. What a sidebar for a second. What a fall from grace for Zach Steffen, because it was not that long ago. He was like the heir apparent number one keeper for the U.S. men's national team. He had been sold to Manchester City. He was like the next Tim Howard or better. And now he's not really in the national team picture. He's clearly not with Manchester City anymore. He was loaned all around before coming back to the Rapids. That's just, for some guys, they have all the potential, and for one reason or another, it just doesn't work out. So
it's a weird sport, man. I mean, it's like one position, dude. You're a goalie, you know, there's, you can't really go audition or play or rehearse, practice for anything else. Like, that's your spot.
And you got to get reps, and he just wasn't getting reps. And then he got loaned out to, it's like what, we talked about last week with, Mauricio Pochettino was saying, he's like, these like lower division European leagues aren't better than MLS. So him playing in like the third division of Belgium isn't doing him any more favors than him starting for the Rapids. So
no, for sure.
Minutes later, about 10 minutes later, speaking of goalkeepers, young Mr. John Polskamp had to come up big because Zoran Basong fouled a Rapids player in the box. It was
pretty easily fouled. Why do you do that?
Clear foul. I mean, he
used his arms and everything.
He like pulled him down from behind. He kind of tried to argue for a second. I don't know if he was trying to say that Aronson flopped, but I mean, this was pretty clearly a penalty. Like, no.
Even if he flopped, he did good at flopping because you put your arms around him. Right. And if he felt that your arms were around him and went down, like, that's
100%.
You don't use your hands in soccer, dude. You move your feet.
Unless you're the keeper, you cannot do that. And
that's
Zoran,
weird, dude.
He argued for a second, but he also, like, he wasn't like emphatically arguing. He knew, and there was not even a chance for a review here. So the Colorado Rapids, we're all thinking, okay, this sucks. They're about to level it up. Polskamp hasn't had the best luck with penalty saves this year, and wouldn't it? I mean, what a time for his first penalty save. And he not only comes up big once, he off the rebound, then stonewalls the rebound again.
Yeah,
and keeps this game 1-0. And this moment, even though I know Sporting still had to come back, this moment I think probably can be looked upon as if he doesn't save that right there, Sporting could have gotten demoralized and ended up losing this game.
That felt cool. Did you see it hit both of his hands separately? It hit his right hand and it bounced up into his left hand. I was like, holy shit, dude.
It's like a double save. And then this dude, I've not seen a keeper like Tim Melia couldn't do it as well as Pulskamp does, where he gets huge. And how many times have we seen him make a body save where he's coming off his line and sort of like kicks it away or something like he does off this rebound? It's pretty good.
That was great. But then the guy who gets his penalty blocked just turns around in about 5 minutes and comes and gets one of the easiest looking goals I've ever seen in my life. A beautiful through ball where he just burns the defender and just chips it over John very easily. I was like, oh my God.
I don't blame John here. Like, this to me is on Volater. Like, I don't understand how Navarro just, like, he doesn't even look like he's running that fast. Like, he just, like, casually jogs past Volater and then just, like, barely muscles him off. Like, and Volater kind of slows down and just not a lot of effort there by Volater. It's not good.
Yeah, I don't love it. It's, there are moments where we don't mind the things that Volater is doing. And then there's other moments where I'm like, I wish he wasn't in that position,
Right. And I'm kind of tired of, like, I feel like that's been the way all of our center backs have been since Beasler and Opara. Like, it's just been moments of like, okay, I can see the vision. And then there's been moments of, what are you doing? And very rarely did we get that with Beasler and Opara when they were in there.
But then how about this second goal of theirs, not 10 minutes later, and it looks easy again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that happens, dude. I can't believe it. And now you're going into half down 2-1 when it was 1-1, and I'm just mad about this second goal. Everyone's just kind of watching.
Well, and again, Volater's there. He kind of stops. I don't think he would have been able to get to Navarro to stop his shot, but Navarro misses it. So since Volater stopped,
why didn't someone go out and shut down the pass? Like, the guy had the ball out there, and no one even sprinted out to him. Just let him pass, no problem.
Half-hearted attempt by Shoppy to block it. And then Volater stops, and then Tim Leibold doesn't really do anything to keep Rosenberry off the ball. Like, they all just kind of gave up and just assumed, oh, Navarro's going to score here. And then he didn't. And then you had two Sporting players just standing around, leaving Pulskamp out to dry again. It's not his fault. And now suddenly we're down 2-1 because of two poor defensive efforts all around by Sporting.
Yeah, man.
So
it's unfortunate. Pulskamp had to come up pretty crucial a couple times, though.
Yeah.
Little tip saves over the bar, and
he's good, man.
Pretty decent game, really.
He's good. Yeah, I like Pulskamp. I'm happy with the trajectory of the goalkeeper position for the future of Sporting Kansas City right now. Is he going to be as good as Tim Melia was in the peak of his career? To be determined. I don't know.
Never know.
But Pulskamp has shown me enough to.
He has time to make that decision.
Right. He's shown me enough to say, okay, I'm not worried about needing to go find a starting keeper for 2026. So,
I mean, the last little bit of the first half was like a masterclass in goalkeeping from him. It was just really good.
Bro, it was wild. So really, really happy with Pulskamp. Let's take our second break here before we get into the second half, because there's all sorts of stuff that happened in the second half that we need to talk about. So we'll take our second break and we'll be right back.
Looking for tickets for your next event? Tickets for Less is your #1 source. Save big on every purchase when you use promo code KCSN at ticketsforless.com.
I'm Brett Goodwin, one of the owners of The Learning Tree. The Learning Tree is a neighborhood toy store in Prairie Village, Kansas. This has been here in this location since 2000s, and my husband Alan and I purchased the store in 2023. Alan and I grew up in families where we've always wanted to have a business together. Alan grew up, for instance, his parents had a jewelry store. I worked in a local toy store here in Prairie Village when I was growing up. When this opportunity happened in 2023, we knew right away we wanted to contact them and pursue the store. We wouldn't have been able to get the store without the team at Emprise Bank. From the day we contacted them, they knew what we needed to do, which was very helpful. I would absolutely recommend the team at Emprise Bank to anyone looking to secure a business. We worked with Emprise from day one. They were extremely helpful. They were always great resources. We talk to them frequently. They know the area. They're very friendly. We know who we're going to talk with, and they know what we need to do. We hope we'll see you at the Learning Tree.
Dude, so in the second half, man, Basong looked like he scored. Did you see this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. And the camera angles had it. The camera angle had it. There was no need to go to VAR. You can clearly see the ball does not cross the line. And I'm like, I'm glad we've reached a point in MLS where this kind of technology is there and we don't have to waste time debating if it went over the line or not. Like the time when Tim Melia saved a goal and it was clearly a foot behind the line
Against FC Dallas.
Yeah. So I just
so
love
funny.
it.
That was pre-VAR, and
Yes.
if we had VAR, would have absolutely been overturned. But it was just, that's honestly one of the worst calls I've ever seen in soccer.
Yeah.
Was that right?
But his back, he did the right thing, man. His back was to the line judge who can't make that call if it's obscured. So I do love that we have this VAR system. I know like true soccer fans, some of them are against it, but I think an overwhelming majority are for it.
I think most people would say that if VAR could be implemented properly, we'd largely be for it. I think the problem with VAR that I have, and I still think the net benefits of VAR largely outweigh the drawbacks of it, but I think the problem with VAR as it stands now is it's entirely subjective as to what gets reviewed and when, and what does clear and obvious mean, because it's so different depending on who the referee is. So there are things that I'm looking at, I'm like, that's clear and obvious. That should be overturned one way or the other. Sometimes it's in favor of SKC and sometimes it's not. And they're like, no, not even going to send it down for review. And I'm like, I don't even know what the rules are anymore.
Right.
Like, it's the same thing with a handball. Like, half the time I'm like, I don't know what a handball is anymore. I thought a handball is if it touched your hand in the box. And apparently not.
Apparently not. I don't know what fouls are sometimes. I tell you. So it's great when it works.
It's wild. It's wild. But you're right. Zoran Basong almost scored in the 55th minute. Couldn't quite get there. But Sporting, I mean, they were just...
We're coming, dude. We almost scored again 2 minutes later.
After it in the second half. I mean, 70% possession, 71% possession for the game. I don't think I've ever seen... I've never seen something... And now this might just be an error. This has to be an error on MLSsoccer.com, because if you look at their stats, the 5-minute intervals, you know how they'll like break possession up into 5-minute intervals and such. It is just a straight line across for Sporting Kansas City. So I feel like there has to be a glitch, because there's simply no way it was that the entire game.
Well, it was wild, man. We were pushing, dude. Munoz had a shot on goal. Dayon had another header that was cleared off the line by a defender. Then, come to minute 72, and Daniel Shallowy goes full Thanos and says, I'll do it myself.
Bro.
And just dribbles. This is amazing from Daniel Shallowy. It's fantastic.
There were so many opportunities for him to if this were another player, this could have gone a different way so many times, because he does a nice little dribble combination and then he gets pushed. And there are a lot of players in this situation, because he was right on the edge of the box. There are a lot of players who just would have gone down there and tried to say, I got fouled, it should be a penalty. And he doesn't. And he keeps it up and then takes it off of his right foot and hard into the inside side netting. This is a really tough angle. And especially game state to equalize here. I mean, one of his best goals he's scored in years, quite honestly.
Oh, it's amazing. I was flabbergasted, dude. And I was like, okay, hey, look at this. We've got one back. And then like immediately after, we take the lead, dude. Immediately after this goal, we go and score again. And I'm like, I'm so glad I decided to come over and catch part of this game after the KC Current game. Like I just had the best day. It was awesome.
Mason Toye, man, he is on another level right now. Like I don't think I'd want him as a full-time starter, but having a player of his caliber to come off the bench, or even he started a couple games next to Dayon and looked good, but like having a guy like him who can be available for spot starts like that, but also, can come off the bench, is a proven goal scorer in MLS and can do stuff like this. He is so smart with his runs off the ball, because this is a breakaway where Santi has the ball on the right side of the field. Toye times his run perfectly weighted pass from Santi, and then Toye off his left foot, just, masterclass in finishing, slots it into the bottom right corner.
How does that
could not be any better?
How does Stefan not get that ball? I don't understand.
Bad game.
It was really bad. And then, so you're feeling great and you're like, cool, man, let's keep that lead. Psych, let's extend it. Another quick goal came, man. Dayon gets a foot on this Set piece situation.
A header.
Now, oh, was it header?
Yeah, he was a dive again. I don't know how.
Oh, yeah, he was diving.
He was diving away from goal again and redirects it again and just totally confuses Stefan because Stefan's going one way and now he's trying to slide and go back the other way. And this, I mean, Dejan, he is such a quality player. Now, I was like, when you're celebrating and you're jumping up on the advertising board and then you almost fell, and that's not a good way to injure yourself if you do it that way. So be careful. But this game became very fun. And Jacob Bartlett getting the assist off the corner, really, really, really cool way to finish this game and ultimately win 4-2.
Well, I saw something that he now has one more goal this season than he had last season for LA Galaxy. Dejan does.
And there were people, I'm not going to name names, but there were people who did not believe that Dejan would be able to do it again for Sporting Kansas City. They thought he doesn't have Ricky Puig. He needs Gabriel Peck. He's not going to do it. This man has 16 goals, and there's 6 more games left for Sporting Kansas City this season. He could be a 20-goal scorer this year.
That's insane because, like, he had a great season at LA Galaxy, and you're like, cool, if he can even produce that for us, then that's a win. Well, guess what? He has. Mm-hmm. And so you have to say that business decision paid off.
For $4 million.
Yeah, I know we're not getting, like, the wins and the victories that we need, but the man is scoring goals, and that's a good thing. That's what you can see.
It's not his fault at all. I mean, he's got 34 shots on target this year and 16 goals. That's a crazy percentage. That's a crazy percentage. And he's slightly outperforming his XG, but not by a lot. He's got close to 13.5 XG, 16 goals. So that's, slightly overperforming, but within a standard deviation, I would say. So it's not like this isn't expected. So this is, I'm very, very happy with what I've seen from Dejan. If he gets better service around him, if Shoppy could figure out how to, use his other foot, if Manu stays healthy, if we keep Santi, this team, man, might have a lethal front line. And, I'm not, it feels a little weird to say this considering we just were singing his praises and he's our second leading goal scorer. But if Santi comes back next year, let's say they sign him, because they have the option to buy after this loan, I might say Santi needs to start on the left wing over Daniel Shallowy. And
okay,
I just really, really like what I see from Santi. And Daniel, I like him, but he's just been more inconsistent. So,
yeah, for sure.
We'll see. But they win. Really, really positive quotes, obviously, from Kerry Zavagnin after the game. He had really high praise for John Polskamp, really high praise for Ian James, who, by the way, Ian James had a crazy clearance off the line that he did his best Jansen Miller. It was a wide open net, and Ian James clears it off to prevent another goal.
Dude,
so
it was amazing. We started scoring those goals too after we I think it was after we subbed on Jacob Bartlett and Jansen Miller. And then those goals happened. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like those subs put a little bit into the team, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was Jansen Miller came in for Ian James, Jacob Bartlett came in for Zorn the Song, and Mason Toy came in for Shoppy Suleimanov. All in.
And that's when Mason came in
first. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and it was, started putting more pressure on, some fresh legs. And then, just, 10, 12 minutes later, second goal, third goal. And then, 5 minutes after that, fourth goal. So pretty cool. Mason, he was asked about some stuff after the game and, asked about his goal and his run of form and everything. Someone, I wasn't there, so I don't know who asked this. Someone did ask him about his thoughts on Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's engagement. And I was like, why are you doing this to the man?
What?
Like, just let him. I feel bad because his answer, it's so funny. They put it in the recap. And he goes, I'm a supporter of love. I love to see people in love and happy. So I think we'll get some of her best music out of this. And I'm like, why are we asking him this?
Oh my Lord, dude. Because that's reality now. Because this is sports and you need to hear what people's opinion are on this freaking relationship. And we don't care. We don't really care, do we?
It's, well, I'm not trying to make the Swifties mad. Like, sure, we're happy for it and everything. But I'm like, why are we asking Mason Toy about this game? Look,
nothing here makes them mad. They didn't know that there was a domestic soccer league in North America. They didn't know this.
She is a half step away from coming to a Sporting KC game with Travis at some point.
No way. The infrastructure will collapse.
She might. I mean, she was at a freaking Cincinnati, Nebraska college football game
Well, sure,
So-
but the Chiefs have facilities like holy shit facilities. That's why I don't see her going to a KC Current game. There's just no like really safe way to get her in and out, right?
Yeah,
The facilities.
probably.
Got to start sneaking her in a popcorn machine, but she's used to that.
I don't know how the current stadium, there's not really a good way. And like
It's tough.
the boxes aren't as secluded.
Nick saying Mahomes gets in and out. We're talking about Taylor Swift.
Mhm.
We're not talking about Mahomes. Mahomes is down here a little bit. Taylor Swift is up there. There's no comparison.
Yeah,
Right?
if Taylor was there, it'd be another level. Because Mahomes also, he doesn't sit with the people, but like he sits like out. Like
Yeah.
I don't think you could have Taylor in that same situation.
Mahomes is different, dude. Taylor's gonna get people to crowd him. It'd be nuts. Absolutely insane.
So
But why are we asking people about it?
I don't know.
That's so stupid.
I just think it's funny. So Sporting now still well out of the playoff spot, 8 points back of the ninth spot with 6 games left. It's not going to happen. But if there's consolation, 6 points clear still of St. Louis. St. Louis is on the struggle bus, so at least we're ahead of them. Continue to say that.
I mean, dude, anything's possible, right? People can drop points, we can pick up points, we can make the damn playoffs. Let's be honest, but like we're not counting on it here. I'd rather be a happy surprise.
Anything is possible. I mean, we play Austin, Salt Lake, Vancouver, the Galaxy, who are the worst team in the league, Minnesota, and Houston. So, Salt Lake, Houston, and Austin are all above us in those 7th through 11th spots. So, is it mathematically possible? Yes. Would Sporting basically have to go 6-0-0? Yes. So, is it likely? No. But they do take on Austin, and Austin just beat San Jose this past week 3-1. Austin, it's at home, so that's good. But Austin, historically, I mean, they're weirdly difficult for Sporting at times. But if they can harness the energy that they had from this last game, and if they can get off to a hot start like they did last game, I feel like they could. This is a winnable game. Is it a guarantee? No, but winnable, right?
Winnable game. Could you imagine? Come next week, we're 5 points out of the playoffs. I don't know, man.
I mean, that'd be crazy. And Austin, they don't have a single person who is their like crazy goal scorer like we have for Daniel Yates. I mean, they have Brandon Vasquez. He's got 5 goals. Uzuni has 5 goals for them. Owen Wolf has 4 goals. But I mean, their leading goal scorer has 5 goals. So it's a blessing and a curse defensively to try to stop a team like that, because you're like, okay, well, the goals kind of spread out, but also they don't have one lethal guy. So
yeah, they got a bunch of threats.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I feel pretty decent about this game. I'm not at all holding my breath for playoffs. I don't think anybody is at this point, but what I saw from this game made me happy. I saw positive improvement from younger players. I saw growth from Ian James. I saw growth from John Polskamp. I saw continued, brilliance and potential from Santi. So there are pieces to build for the future. Whoever the coach is, whoever the sporting director is, whoever the chief soccer officer is, there are pieces for the future that I can get excited about. So it's about all I can ask for at this point, quite honestly.
Oh, for sure.
So, is there anything else sporting related you wanted to touch on before we move on here?
No, I don't think so, man.
I don't think so. I think we covered it pretty good. Outside of that in MLS, St. Louis lost to Houston. We already said Austin beat San Jose. Pretty standard week in MLS, but then there was the Leagues Cup final Sunday night, and it was Seattle versus Miami. And we were saying that, of the 2 MLS teams, that would be the matchup that would be the most interesting, if you will. And Miami can't complain. They had a full strength team. They had Leo Messi, Luis Suarez, Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba. They had their full team, and they got rocked by the Seattle Sounders. Miami had 1 shot on goal, and Seattle just dominated this game 3-0 the entire time to win Leagues Cup. And then after the game, tell me if you've ever heard this before. Luis Suarez loses his damn mind, putting people in headlocks. Then punches are thrown. Sergio Busquets threw a punch. And then Luis Suarez spit on a member of the Seattle Sounders staff. Taylor Twellman was out of his mind, upset, understandably, on the broadcast. But this was embarrassing.
Yeah, what the hell? Well, what's going to happen here? Probably nothing. I don't know what kind of suspension comes down. Whatever it will be, it won't be enough. But we're all just like, the whole league has come together to be like, man, fuck Miami. Like, this is crazy. You wanted to be the villains. Now you are. This is bullshit. And what even happened? What sparked this?
Well, Suarez was mad at Obed Vargas, who's a 20-year-old, by the way, damn near half the age of Luis Suarez. So after the final whistle, Suarez kind of had Vargas in sort of like a headlock, and he was like trying to like talk to him, and Vargas is trying to like get off. And then Yeimar comes over and is like trying to separate him. And then Sergio Busquets comes over and straight up cold clocks, punches Obed Vargas in the face. And Busquets is normally a pretty low-key player. He punched him with a right hook, and that set this whole thing off. And it was truly an embarrassing show for Miami, for the league. Then Suarez, who already bit people before, Tyrannosaurus Rex, and now spits in a Sounders staff member's face. Suarez should be suspended for the rest of the season, and he won't be, but he should be. It's embarrassing.
It's all kind of stupid. Didn't David Beckham say something earlier in the year or yet last year for people to lose with grace?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, wow, look at your team there, Davey.
Well, and it's
losing
just
with grace.
It's so frustrating because how much crap have we as MLS fans who were here long before Miami, who were here long before Luis Suarez and Leo Messi, and will be here long after? How much crap have we put up from the league gassing up Inter Miami? And then they have a chance for another trophy. They get embarrassed in the 90 minutes on the field, and then they put on this display after. And you're sitting here, I'm supposed to, just as a fan of this league, be like, yes, MLS, please give me more Miami content, when this is how they react when they lose to a team that's been in the league, 10 times longer. Like, just come on.
I'm sure they'll make it into an Apple TV Plus documentary.
Probably. They probably will. It's just like,
here's how the fight started. 3 episodes.
Not that I have a ton of expectations for what Don Garber will do just in general, because we've seen how this league favors the big teams, but like, you lose any shred of credibility you had left with me if you don't bring the hammer down on this. I mean, there was a Houston Dynamo player that got 3 games for spitting at the foot of somebody. And now you're saying that Luis Suarez spit on the face of a staff member of the opposing team? Yeah, huge fine.
Dude,
and suspension should come. And I
would rather get punched in the face than spit on. Because spit's going to just, oh my God, that would just light something up in me. I would be so pissed.
It's gross. I mean, and, honestly, credit to the Sounders staffer for not just going apeshit after that. If someone spits on my face, oh, I'm losing it. Absolutely.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Just disgusting person, disgusting behavior. I hope he never plays the game in MLS ever again. And I will be shocked if that happens, but no place in this league. Just like go away, and I never want to see you again. So that's my take on Luis Suarez.
Wow.
And Messi was just kind of standing around. He wasn't actively involved in the fight. He's not going to fight anybody, but I'm just like, this is what Miami is. And it's kind of, it's an embarrassment. So, but I don't know, man. Leagues Cup is done now. Officially, we are winding down the MLS season. Like we said, Sporting has 6 games left. There's the next game on Sunday night, the 7th. This is the home stretch, and we'll see what Sporting can do in these final 6 games and if they can make it interesting. But I don't know. I'm just glad we have a victory pod. I hope we have at least a few more to end 2025 before we get into the playoffs. But I think that's all we got, my friend. You got anything else for our good listeners?
No, I don't think so, man.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for listening. So glad we had another victory pod to talk about here. Make sure you follow us on all socials at NoOtherPod, at Dan Kooser, at JCMac03. Shoot us an email, nootherpod@gmail.com. Leave us that 5-star rating and review. Check us out on YouTube, KCSN Soccer, or via the Kansas City Sports Network app. But until next time, he's Dan. I'm Jimmy. We'll catch y'all later. See ya.
Don't wear white after Labor Day.